It's not about money. It's not about the money.
Yes.
It's about the freedom. It's about the significance.
The
And it's about
impact.
the impact. It's about the
Yeah.
servant leadership. It's about being able to help other people as well do the things that they want to do that mean something. Because one thing is for sure, we do not do this by ourselves. We do it
Speak.
in service to others, period. But
Yeah.
there's always, it always starts with where we come from. We got to have a come from. We've got to have this thing that
Mm.
makes what we do resonate within us, and where we can always go back and
Yeah. And
tap into that
so
piece.
that's the foundation of the commitment to your goals. So when you're going through the day to days, when the days are hard, right? You working hard and you may not just find the answer you need. How do you stay committed then? Right? What I do, I have my vision framed. I have that I created. And on the back of it, I made me like empowering things when I start having moments of, down moments to remember who I am. And so I keep it framed right inside there. I surround my environment with things that speak to me. I have to. And so what things do you do? What do you have in place for you outside of the energy you have already in you? What else do you do to stay committed to your goals as you go throughout the days?
Well, it is something special to put some structure into your day and into your life, because developing the habit is
Mm-hmm.
what keeps you in routine. So
Yeah.
I put certain habits in my life that I just refuse to not do. For instance, I will put the habit of working out 4 days a week into my
Mm.
life. I don't find that as, there's no compromise with that. I got to
Right.
go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? That's a habit.
Mm.
The habits transfer for all of us. So whatever you do, however you do one thing, well, if you can build a
Mm.
habit in one way, it will transfer to everything you do. So I
Yeah.
put those habits in. The workout is a habit. Structuring food is a habit. Um, making sure that I follow up with people is a habit. Keeping
Mm.
schedule is a habit, and that's how I maintain my commitments. But the
Yeah.
but the bigger part is that, and maybe we should put Myron's talk with Ben yesterday, Ben Hardy,
Oh,
in the chat,
okay.
or at least post
After
it
the
on the page.
video.
Yeah, after the
Yeah.
video, because one of the things he said is that you have to allow the future to pull you forward instead of the past dictating your present. So your present moment is created by your future mindset and the goals
Yes.
that you have in the future. Your past is like the wake behind a ship. It has no power. But people
Mm.
tend to take their past and revive it on a daily basis. So they live the same day 10 years in a
Over
row
and over and
and over.
over. Oh
Right.
my God. That made me think about people, their environment, their community. That's why it's crucial that you surround yourself with people that is in alignment with where you're going. Because
Yeah.
you can be the person that have all the goals and you have all the tools and skills, but you're in an environment of people pulling you down. My mother always told me people either pull you up or pull you down. So you gotta
Hmm.
be very, very, very
Cognizant
um,
and aware.
yeah, that's the word I'm
Cognizant
looking
and
for.
aware, girl.
Very aware
Aware.
of your community because you can be pulled back and you like you run and play, you running trying to go forward and still pulling you back like, hey, used to be this way, used to be fun. You're not fun no
Yeah.
more. Like y'all know what I'm
Oh,
talking about.
oh, yeah. And a lot of times,
But I'm gonna jump in on that
Yeah,
because
come on, Dante.
it's like
Look all the screens on
you
this
also
thing.
have to be the person to be in that community.
Yes.
Like you can have, I think even Myron does say this. You can have all these desires, you can have these goals to have these dreams accomplished, but if you haven't become the person that it takes to be that person, then it's not going to happen. It looks like we have a inception effect going on with this,
yeah,
which is interesting.
it is interesting
Uh,
though. We good. I think everybody can hear us.
Hopefully. But yeah,
Oh
so,
Dante,
yeah.
you know,
you gotta mute. You gotta mute your other Don. You got your other screen on. It's unmuted, so I can hear all the feedback when you're talking, plus what you're saying. So like mute the one that's a Dante.
all right, let's see.
Yeah, so you do have to become the person because
Mhm.
everything that you want is attached to the energy of you leveling up.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
you have to spend the time, you know, it's not going to come only in your action, it's also going to come in your mentality and in your mindset.
Yes.
Yeah. And all
That's
that
how
work. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, that's how I mean that it just doesn't happen without it. Like you could continue to say you want something, but if you're not willing to go through the process, there's a
Mm,
fire you got to go through. You got to go through the
come on.
fire and you got to feel it. You got to then step out of it and it brings you into a brand new. It's for Christians it may be renewing of the spirit through the Holy Spirit. For others it is the same thing with a different name. But we have to become we have to become someone new,
Yeah.
the
And
best
Yeah.
that
version of ourselves.
What did Myron say? Um you can be, it looks like we got the same issue. You can be the right person at the wrong time,
mm,
or you can even have like preparation will show if you prepared as well. You know, it'll show if you prepared. It's just, I, and I guess maybe because I'm a man, it's hard to like be so feeling based.
mm.
You know, I don't think it's necessarily you have to cry to have your why. I think it could be anger. As a man's perspective, you know,
Yeah.
my Miles Morales says, you know what part of your purpose is because you mad. You mad to see injustice in the world. You could be mad to see hurt in the world. You could be mad to see your family, you know, and sometimes when you're mad, you can't cry. But I think expounding the mind frame is the key. Obviously, you know, reading books is so important. And, you know, that's all this
Mm-hmm.
is. Elevate to activate.
Mm-hmm.
Elevate, go to a higher place to activate more in your life. It's so in the name. Elevate to activate. You know, Myron also says, you every belief that we have came from somebody putting that belief in us, you know.
Yeah, we've been
So
in we've been indoctrinated.
yeah, every belief that we have has come from something. So we can choose to have our beliefs in a different
Mm,
way.
for sure.
Yeah.
Now I was gonna say a lot of that work that we have to go through is not done in the light. It's in the moments we alone. That's where
You
the
know
work
it.
is at.
You know it.
And
It's
so that's where you tell people I'm transformed. It's gonna show up. If you come out and you the same person, you have not done the work.
right. You
Yeah.
got it.
I'm all about doing the work. Like the work will show what it is no matter
Hmm.
what.
Yeah. So so when you see the fruit of the tree, then you know the work's
Come
been
on.
done.
Come
You
Come
on.
on. That's what Jesus said. You know, he said, you'll know them by their fruit.
Hmm.
Yep, for sure. And the other thing is y'all talk about and particularly you, Shanita, you just said that work is done in the dark. Well, it's the way God set up this world. The trees, the roots grow
Ooh.
deep. They grow very, very deep before the
Yeah.
tree comes through the ground and comes up so it's gravitas before you become phototropic, right? Where the sun pulls it up. So we have to understand that there's nothing, we are from this earth right now. This body is from this earth. And
Mm.
everything that we see, I like the way it was put the other day. Everything that we see in our lives today is the printout of what we were
Yeah.
thinking and doing and feeling
Oh, come
Yeah.
the
on.
prior to prior
Come
to.
Yeah.
So
on.
So if you want
Like,
a different result, you got to
man,
be a different person.
yes. And thinking about the goals you have set, what do you have? What are you looking forward to by the end of this year? What are you doing now that aligns with who you say you want to become and what you want to attain? Like, you think you have to jump through so many hoops, but it's like it's what you do, what people can't see. Like we all met, but we didn't know each other prior to this. But when we met, we aligned. That means we did individual work outside of, before we met. And I believe everything happens for a reason. And at the appointed season, the appointed time, I don't believe in luck. And so when you do the work, you will be placed in rooms with people. You will have opportunities laid in front of you. Like, come on.
Listen,
No, that's it.
powerful,
Come on.
powerful. So
That's
we
it.
know that we control the inputs. We do not control the outputs. The
Yeah.
outputs will come when they come, but we can control those inputs, which means the things that we do on a daily basis, the mindset, the cleaning up of the mindset, the
Mm,
putting ourselves in routine and strategic process, the connections to the people that we're coming in contact with, the books that we're reading, the car that
yes.
becomes the university.
Yes. Let's see. We got
And
some
yeah,
comments. Uh-oh. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. I can see Dante. Dante, can you hear us?
Yeah.
You want to drop in any good? I know you got something good drop in now.
Ah, man. I mean, it's all good. Like, I'm just excited. I want people to know they don't have to make excuses.
Mm,
One of my videos went viral, and there was just so many people who are doom scrolling and hurt and messed up and going through so much. And you really got to know whose you are. I really think it
mm,
starts with an identity. It really starts first with everything we're actually talking about comes down to identity. In this world we have an identity crisis.
mm,
There's a force that's working against you, but there's also a force working for you. But the identity, whether it's Teresa having, the kids early and then this happening and then that, it's all a part of identity. I could
mm,
have been a stereotype. You could have been a stereotype, Shanita. Anybody listening in could be a stereotype, but you have to
mm,
decide the identity that you want to take on. Identity is key. When Christ was first tempted in the wilderness in Matthew chapter 4, before he started his ministry in Matthew chapter 5, Matthew chapter 3, Christ was baptized by John the Baptist. In Matthew 4, he was led into the wilderness to be
mm.
tested before he can start his ministry in Matthew chapter 5, where he did the Sermon on the Mount. The first thing that the enemy said to him, this is the very first thing that the enemy said: if you be the Son of Man, turn this stone into bread, after 40 days of hunger and fasting.
Mm.
mm,
Let me know if y'all can hear me okay, because I know the audio's been a little funky. I know sometimes it can get a little choppy, but let me know if you hear me all right.
I'm hearing you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
And so even if you don't want to believe in Christ, there's so many people, right, that's so confused because of what they seen. We don't learn by what we just hear alone. We also learn by example. You want to
Mm.
know how you're doing a good job as a parent? We know because we're parents. They don't listen to just what you say. They listen to what you do.
Mm,
Come on.
that
And
part.
the doing is be, do, have. So be, understand who you are. Um, Not based off of what's been happening to your life, because you're not your name, you're not your
Mm,
circumstances, you're not your pain, you're not your title, you're not your label, you're not your color, you're not even your gender. It's really identifying the who you are. When you sink in with your identity, when you
yeah.
remove, and the word renew in Romans 12, and I'm gonna try to put y'all back on so y'all can hear and see this thing. um the word renew in Romans 12, chapters 12 verses 1 and 2, it says, renew your mind, do not be transformed by this world, or
Come
do not
on.
conform to this world, but be renewed by the transforming of your mind.
Yes.
And then I had to look up that word renew. Why is he telling us to renew? Renew means get back to the original state before the interruption. What interrupted you?
Mm, yeah.
What was the
You always
interruption?
get us together, Don. I mean, come on. There's so much to pull from that. So much. So much. Renewing of the mind, right? Because we are distracted. We go through things, right? We grow through things, and attention. What is it? What did Myron always say? Distraction always follow intention. You can have the intention to have
Disruption.
renewed mind.
Disruption.
Yeah.
Disruption, bro.
Disruption follows intention.
Yes.
You may wake up and
Yes.
say, you know what? I'm renewing my mind, my life, my everything. And then bam, the marriage falling apart. Bam, the finances falling through. Come on. And so,
However, you got to
yeah.
be prepared. Be prepared.
Yes.
So you already know disruption is going to follow intention. It is a law. This is a world
Yes.
of duality. We have
It
a
is a
head,
law.
we have a tail, we have
That's
an
good.
up, we have a down, we have a here, we have a there. Disruption
Yes.
always follows intention. So
Yes.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. Yeah. I like that you called it the law. That's very important to know.
Mm,
Let me switch because it seems like when I'm talking, that's when it does the ghosting effect. Um, it's very important to understand how to be committed to your goals is to make sure that you're like everything y'all said. One of the things again is putting your armor on. You know, for you to say you have your vision board list behind you and your words behind you and your journal prompts behind you, and you know you look at these words uh, behind you. You know, it's very key. You know, to renew the mind, to renew the thinking, to renew
hmm
the desires. You know, let's listen to a webinar yesterday. The lady said, "Are your dreams even big enough to overpower whatever thought process or negative feeling
Mm,
or emotion that is holding you stagnant?" You know, so that means
yeah.
you might need to get a bigger dream. You might need to
Mm.
elevate
oh,
to activate.
Oh, come on. Come on. That's what Dr. Ben Hardy was talking about. He's saying raising your floor. And the goals have to be big enough so that you can be the person that can become it, right? If your goals are just staggered, like, oh, I want to make 10,000. He said, why not 100,000? Why not 100 million? Right?
why not?
Why
Why
not?
not? Who do you have to
Listen,
be to
if
become that person?
That part. That
exact
part.
exactly. That's exactly it right there. I don't think that there's no one within our audience, within our earshot, that if they put their mind, their intention, their commitment, their drive, their skill, and their God-given talent, and
Mm.
surround themselves with an armored team, there's absolutely nobody who can't do everything and anything that anyone else has done. Period.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. If you're coming in, we are talking about how to stay committed to your goals. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, so there's been so much like we can go deep on this. But it's just important that you really have the awareness about who you are now, right? You may have these audacious goals, but if you still have stinking thinking, limiting beliefs, and you believe that you can't even do it, like doesn't matter how much strategy you have, doesn't matter how many books you read, if you don't believe you can do it, it's not going to happen. So,
Yes.
right, like the commitment to the goals has to start with you and your belief system. That's why Myron always say he teaches more mindset versus skill set, because to be the person to do the thing, you got to believe first. And so many people don't even realize that belief is a big piece of this whole thing.
I think it's
It's all
everything.
of it.
It's
Yeah, I was about to say
everything.
it's all of it.
Yeah,
It's
it's the whole thing. Because listen, there's a book out, and I just want to throw this book out there. It's called Psycho Cybernetics. That book was
ooh.
was written in 1958, 1959. It was written by a man by the name of Maxwell Maltz, and he was a plastic surgeon. Now, let me tell you a little bit about what he did. He
Talk
Mm,
started
to
to
us.
notice. He started to notice, y'all, that when he would take people that needed their nose fixed, that they were not happy with the way they looked, so they would go into him and they would get this plastic surgery. He noticed that some people, when he gave them the plastic surgery, it flipped a script in their
Mm.
mind, and it then gave them permission.
Mm.
It says, wait a minute, he said, wait a minute. One of our followers is saying, you and the other lady are talking, are muted on the live, can't hear you.
We're
Ah,
muted.
we're muted. Okay, so we got to get unmuted.
Tell them to join the Zoom.
Oh, we're hey, I see people. Hey, Samika, can you hear us? Denisha, can you hear us on Facebook? Because they're watching.
She says
So
she can hear. She's saying, jump on the Zoom is what I'm telling her.
okay. Look at this. I think I can hear it though. I had to cut mine down just because it was giving feedback, but
She was saying that she cannot hear me is what she was
oh,
and then she said you and the other person. So Shanita, she couldn't hear you either. She can
okay.
jump on the Zoom link though. Maybe we
Okay.
just tell people, if you cannot hear us, jump on the Zoom link. Okay, but let me finish, because they might have to
Yeah,
hear it
it
in
was getting
recording.
good. Yeah.
Listen, so people's lives were changed in an instant. So they would go from, I mean, the stories are amazing. They would go from, troubled, could not find a job, didn't have, they couldn't find the right partner, just, the love of their life wouldn't show up, to getting the surgery and then could find a job,
Right.
found the partner. Just it did a 180-degree turn. Just with that. So there's something about that subconscious mind. When you read that book, it teaches you about the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind, controls 90% of what you do. 90%, maybe even 95% of what you do.
Probably more.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So
what was that book name again? Psychokinetics?
It's Psycho-Cybernetics.
Oh, Psycho-Cybernetics. Okay.
And it is by Maxwell Maltz. He was a plastic surgeon in the 50s. The language is kind of hard to read, but the truth of the matter is this is giving really good information about why we do what we do, and how we are able to overcome some of these things. We have to change what's happening in our subconscious mind, because we will always be attracted to those things that are sitting in our subconscious. So
yeah, that's so good, because to me, I'm thinking about that. It took them getting a surgery to switch their mind and say, wow, I am attractive. I can do this. And you can have the same result just by doing the work on your mindset, right? Maybe going back and see whatever you went through that told you that you wasn't enough, told you wasn't worthy of attaining whatever you want, or telling you that you're different. Go in and do that work. And when you do, I'm a product of that, right? I didn't get plastic surgery, but I was like, you know what? I'm the black sheep, but something, like, it has to be more to life than this. Like, I know I wasn't born to live and die just to exist and be become a drug addict. If we're talking about lineage, like let's be real. So
that part.
mean, there's so much to say about that, because there's so many people walking. The people that we serve, they're amongst people who's walking as zombies. They have all this abundance and purpose in them, but that's not been activated, and they don't even know it yet. And when I'm walking outside, I'm always observing people. That's who I am. I'm like, man, I wish that you can see what you have in you, and so that book, I'm gonna read that, because it's just an example. It's an external example of what belief on the inside can do for you. Now you believe that I look better, and I got my hair done, I got my nose done, and I can go and be the one to say, hey, I want to raise, or I want to start this business. So that's a good example. And I love that. I was just thinking too, maybe we should start inviting people to live, like to Zoom, and doing it like this. And they're interacting with people.
We definitely need to invite them to the Zoom.
Yeah,
that's
like going
eliminate
forward.
a lot of issues,
Yeah.
until we pack out the Zoom.
Okay.
Done disappeared. Yeah. So I mean, there's just a lot of work. I was just telling Trinessa, this is what it's like building your parachute as you're falling. You literally duct tape it, you put it together. I've never worked with any successful person. I mean, Myron's duct tape Myron, people think Myron was an overnight success.
Come
He
on.
was not an overnight success. You just now
Yeah.
caught up to it if you find out about him or anybody who's been successful.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Very few overnight success.
these are not overnight successes. These were a
No.
lot of trials, errors, grinds. But you don't know that because if you're only getting caught up in the quick wins or the quick fixes, it's going to look
Yeah.
like
And
it's supposed to be easy and fast.
That's why
yeah.
we need to be celebrating every moment of the
Mm,
journey.
yeah. And this is an example of what it looks to be committed to your goals because we as Elevate to Activate, we have our own goal, but we still showing up. Like no matter what's happening with the technology, you still have to push forward no matter what. Because if not, they become excuses. Oh, I couldn't show up because the internet wasn't working, the Zoom wasn't working. Nah, that's an excuse. Don't become an excuse carrier. Okay?
Mm-mm.
It's contagious. If your man ain't strong enough, it's
Man, you
contagious.
better say that.
Okay. So man, this has been so great. Like oh man, I cannot wait until we get people on these Zooms and like, yeah, like Trinae, you want to say something about it? Can can Trinae hear us? Because that's like, this is so good. I don't think she can hear us. She muted, but yeah. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We can catch us every week here on Thursdays. If you're interested in joining us on Zoom directly, you want to ask questions, maybe you want to interact with us,
Hmm.
definitely join us on Elevate to Activate on Facebook, our group, our community on Facebook. We're also on Instagram and YouTube. So make sure if you want to join
Yeah.
us next Thursday via Zoom, like we're not gonna bite you. Join us here. And yeah, I look forward to serving you all. We look forward to serving you all in just so many ways. And so with
Yeah.
that, y'all want to say anything, Teresa and Dante?
I'm really just thankful and grateful because this is what commitment looks like. To
Yes.
your point, Shanitha, we all have very busy, hectic lives. We all have families. We all have other major commitments going on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yet we have taken the time in just this. I mean, do y'all know how difficult it is to take people in 3 different states in 2 different time zones who
Come
are
on.
committed to all kinds of other projects to get
Yeah.
us together to commit to pulling the pieces and the parts and doing the thing that we got to do that we said we was going to do long after our rah rah. It's
Come on.
Sunday.
Come on, right? After the
we
rah
are
rah.
still we are still here. We are still here, still
Let's go.
pushing, still moving, still
Come
Yeah.
taking it
on.
to
Heck
the
yeah.
level. And it just
Let's
don't,
go.
we ain't got no quit.
Come
Yeah.
on, y'all. I'm so thankful to be in this with y'all. Like, y'all don't
Yeah.
even know. Y'all
Likewise.
just have no idea. Like, we didn't plan this. We
No,
didn't plan. We didn't plan none of this.
no, this is a God thing, y'all.
No,
Right
this is a
It's
time,
God thing.
right
This is a
place,
God
yeah.
thing.
unfold. Yes.
And so, Dante, you want to close out anything? Give him a
Yeah,
good
no,
word. Give him a scripture and a word that close to sum this all up.
you know, really it goes back into Romans 12, chapter 1, verses 2. You know, I said it earlier, but I'll quote it bar for bar. Um because it's so good. And so it says, uh, verse 2, do not be conformed to this present world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may test and approve what is the will of God and what is good and well, pleasing and perfect. Let me read that one more time for those
Come
who maybe
on.
missed it.
Yep.
That was the NET, but I'm gonna do the NIV version because it's just so powerful. You know, so again, it says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world." Come on, where's this camera at? But
Come
be
on.
transformed by the renewing of your mind. So there's a certain world that this pattern has, and in the book Trash Man to Cash Man, Myron talks about why does it seem like the 95% of people are broke and there's only a 1% group. Well, that means there's a
Mm.
pattern. There is literally a specific type of pattern that takes the only
Let me get
difference that
math.
this takes is a mindset. Yes, bring that book out. It takes just a specific type of mindset to not be conformed to a certain pattern. Man, listen, and I told you and I
Come
said,
on.
we all got that book, but Shanita read it first. I picked it up. Then Teresa shows her book. She picks it up. Like there, look at that. There it is.
Come
Come
on.
on now. And this is why this is no accident because we've been trained, and I'll keep saying it, I've been saying it from the beginning. We've been trained literally under the same leadership from a different time and space,
It's
but
crazy.
the information now has connected, and that's how we were connected. So there's a pattern of this world. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And it's amazing Teresa talked about mind because in the Hebrew of mind and in the Greek version, mind means subconscious or heart level or inter level.
Mm.
So it says be renewed, and renewed, I already told you guys, just the American definition is to get back to the state before the interruption. Get
Mm.
back to the state before the interruption. So you know how you can be driving around a bucket or a car that got banged up, dinged up, abused and bruised. Well, it's saying renew it to bring it back to its original state from the manufacturer. Well, God is our manufacturer. God is your manufacturer. Like,
Mm-hmm.
get back to the original state of dreaming, of innocence, of trying, of playing in the sandbox, of
Come
going all
on.
out. Because when you get back to that space, you won't have fear. And then it
Mm.
says, then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is. What is God's will?
Mm.
To be at peace, to be creatives. We know what God's will is. Myron teaches it all the time. He said the Bible could have stopped at Genesis 1 in 1.
Yeah.
In the beginning,
Come
God
on.
created.
Just in case you didn't
Come
go any further.
on.
Just in case you didn't
Right.
get no further. Right.
God's will for you is to create,
Oh
for
man.
us to create. I mean, I just love the word. I just love it. I get so excited watching Myron's excitement about God's word because it's like, man, God, you're
Okay.
amazing. I love you. Like, no shame. He said that he does not do refunds. At the live event, he offered, I will give you guys an opportunity to get your money back because everything I'm going to teach from this stage is a biblical principle.
That part.
Y'all.
That
Do you,
courage, that
mm.
courage to not care about ruffling some feathers of people who don't understand or don't know or haven't accepted or come to revelation in truth.
Oh my God. Listen, I'm listening. I'm like, when we link up in person and have these events, the transformation gonna happen in real time. Real time.
Right
That
there
Speak
and right
that.
there.
that plastic surgery moment with the nose, like, oh my, real time. Okay. And so I'm just excited to be here with y'all, and I'm grateful I get to serve alongside of y'all. And so thank y'all just for being who you are, because I'm attracted to you and you're attracted to me, right? Like just thank you for being my people. And so with that, you guys, when we do these live Zoom sessions, are y'all ready? Like, are y'all ready? Yeah, I'm ready.
All we've been doing is practicing.
Yes, practicing. So with that, I'm so grateful. You can close it out. You can close it out, Teresa. You can close it out today, Teresa.
All right. So listen, y'all. Listen, y'all. Find your people. Connect in. Believe that you can actually have whatever it is that you desire. Stay committed. And don't worry about what tomorrow has, because God has got your back.
Okay. I'm gonna have to hang up because I was about to go in on that one. Don't worry about tomorrow. Ooh. Okay. Okay.
Listen. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. God got your back. You said it.
Yes. Okay. We'll see y'all next week.
I kind of want to hear what you got to say, Shanita. What do you got to say on that?
Oh my God. Because listen,
because we ain't doing red, white, and blue. We doing red, white, and truth.
Every time one of y'all talk, like I get this, like, ooh, like this excitement, but I know it's already 8, it's 9 o'clock.
Okay,
Let's get the
okay,
man
yeah,
for
you're right.
next week. Nah.
Yeah,
This going on event everywhere because we're gonna be next Thursday. We
yeah,
expectations, right? Our expectation. Let's give them
yeah,
what we want to give them now Thursday. It's gonna be good. So
absolutely,
thank y'all for tuning
absolutely.
in tonight. We will see y'all
Thank
next
y'all.
Thursday. We will post the information in the group about the Zoom link. Join us from
Yeah,
Zoom for Thursday, and we will see y'all
yeah.
then. If this blessed you in any way, let us know. Comment. What was your takeaway? What was your moment of clarity? Like, what was it for you? Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. Let us know what that was for you, and we'll see you in the group and next week. Bye, you guys.
Yes. Bye bye, y'all.
Peace and
Bye.
blessings.